Over the years, women have been relegated to the background in issues affecting country in politics and lawmaking. Report has it that women are advocating for 35% affirmative action for women as ministers or commissioners in the Constitution. Well, however, we have with us a phenomenal woman who is doing her own in her own scope of life. So we have Mrs. Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
So,
I'm honored to be here,
thank
actually.
you.
Honored to be here. Each time, you know, just look at the women talking and to say I'm very proud of you for what you are doing. But at times your topic, the day I told Mariah the last time, it was talking about what would men see in their housemates or something.
Right.
And then I thought, why didn't you bring the man to ask? Why are you
We often
discussing?
bring
You
men,
should bring
actually.
a man to
Right.
ask that
That
question.
question.
I think you have to do it, Oliver.
We'll try to do it.
They will tell you, not
right.
not the things you are talking about. At least from experience, I can
Right.
tell you that.
Okay.
Not.
We'll
You
bring
have
you on
to
one of
call a
these-
man
We'll
to
bring it-
sincerely tell you why.
What they
What
see.
do
Bring you on
they
a
see?
Thursday to
we'll have
to
your
have this
And
conversation.
and
But
if
let
I
me-
tell you that what they see, you'll be shocked. So ask him. Ask a man.
All right, let's go into your role as a legislator. I know that you're an educationist.
Yes.
You're very passionate about women, children, especially kids. You've gotten federal government support.
Are you
to
not
even-
passionate about children?
We all are.
Are you not passionate about
Yes, we
women?
are.
Yes.
Because that is first our constituency.
I was driving-
We love that.
I'm driving somewhere.
That is who we are.
Yes.
So
but
it's
you are
no plus.
particularly also passionate about education.
Yes,
Because you got
a-
federal
as
government
a
support.
teacher,
Yes. You got
Okay.
federal government support to rehabilitate many schools in Lagos. You've gotten school scholarships. So many things you've done. My question to you, madam, as a
I
senator.
renovate schools. I build toilets. With
Yeah. As
what I
as a-
did
as-
some few things
in your view as a
education.
senator, our budget on education is still slim.
Very, very.
What are your
It's not
views?
only in education, though. Even in health, across board. So
Women
you can't
are
just
first,
say,
you
thank you. You see that this year I didn't even say anything. I've said it
Because
once.
they did not answer you 2
I
years
said,
ago.
I don't know, so I'm not going to go into that. But, you know, and that's why partially why I'm here, to see that 2019 is on the way. Where do we women stand?
Right.
So it's quite worrisome for me. And you know that women nowadays, even in the National Assembly, how many women are representing you?
Minority.
We have 109 senators. We are just 7 women. So you see that, and that's why there is, every woman on the street is doing their own thing.
Right.
I came in here, you're doing things for yourself, things you love to do. There's nothing wrong in that. But the danger is we are getting to a stage that we are going to be extinct when it comes to making laws for us. And we've gotten to a stage that is time women are more educated than ever before.
Yeah.
And even the time we didn't have education, those matriarchs of old, they stood in gap, they mobilized.
Very true.
Because now the problem with our generation is selfishness. So we're very selfish, so we're not going to do much. We just go to work, people, and you know, I said it on LTV on Saturday. I said, when Buhari came in newly, I was shocked and embarrassed to see people, women taking adverts to advertise how qualified they are. You know, and the point is, I wonder, why do you want all these appointments? And they want it with the 35% affirmative action you're talking about. It doesn't speak for the market woman on the street, you know, and even the young girls that are coming up, it doesn't speak for them.
Right.
And look at those women, the history of women who represented us. I know I'm going to talk a lot. Today I take charge
punch in
because
somewhere.
I wanted to. I will go back to the legislation. But you see, I came in here, you said about women. I'm concerned about how we even represent ourselves, affect education, health, and even in infrastructure, power, you know, roads, in a lot of things.
Business opportunities.
I need to comment because you spoke about the fact that women need to, we have more educated women now, but lesser representation
when it comes to elective position.
And we realize that people that get into those positions have to be mentored by someone. You know, somebody needs to put him or herself down to bring people in. And I know that you have
to put themselves down. Yes.
So, yeah, you
let me tell you, I would even, you know, it's not only that. Even I was going to come here and tell you all and even my constituents that I'm not running for a third term. Wait. But I thought if I do this on national TV and then go back to my leader of the district, it will be an insult.
Very true.
Prince Olusi is in his 80s. There is no program. My town hall meetings, I do quarterly town hall meetings, and it comes to everything I do. And I pray for strength for him. You know, what most people didn't realize is my husband is so busy with his own thing. And you know, men, they rather have their wives at home, you know. And I've done that in a long time, you know, taking care of the family, and people didn't even think I have anything to offer. I remember in 2011 when I wanted to come out, somebody asked me, why don't you go and start with House of Assembly or House of Rep? I'm not shy with press. I do have press pally a lot. So when I need to talk, especially during the PDP administration, every year, you know, I would have a press pally, discuss what is going on in the Senate. You remember, I don't know whether you remembered when they said they were going to suspend me for saying something. So I would trash whatever they are doing that is not right. And, you know, with that, I was wondering, he said, then I liked the audacity to even ask me that. Then I now spoke. I said, before I decided to run, I'm already 50 years old. Do you think in 50 years I haven't seen much? And even married to the type of man I'm married to, do you think, you know, I'm just, like I used to joke, they said they call my husband the lion of body love. I asked my colleague, do you think he's married to a goat or a lamb? When you go to a lion's pride, what do you see?
A lioness, and she's stronger. More like it.
So I would discuss that. So, and I was thinking I'm not running because I was going to take it scripturally and said, a seed, if it abides alone, cannot produce fruit. It has to die so that I can now begin to mentor. So I start with a policy for 2 hours. He said, but you are supposed to use religion to make politics right. It went on and on. So this one, if I'm going to run a third time, is for Papa Lucy. Yes.
But you're not going to?
I am. Okay, because I agreed. I agreed. Fantastic. Then if the constituents say they don't want me, it's a different thing. But I'm telling him I agree to.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go.
So with mentoring too, I think I want to take, before I start, just going.
Let's go on a quick break. I don't want you to run it from legislative matters because you're here. We want to ask one or two, because we know there are a few laws that we're pushing in the Senate. I would like to know what's going on with it.
But stop pushing them anymore. I just do motion. the men are mean, seriously. And they are into the ambition now. You can see with 2019 coming up.
It's all politics.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about her project where she's working on. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, concerning mentoring, you're going to answer some
questions. Yes, I wanted to talk about that. I do mentor. I do mentor young girls. And I'm doing that now. Girls between ages 12 and 18, I wanted. But now I have 20-year-olds. With the 20-year-olds, I'm more careful. Because I have a girl from Unilag, and she's 20, very brilliant. So each time I say, is this what you actually want? So I started mentoring, and I think that's one of the clips they are showing now. So I mentored them. And why did I decide on this group of girls? I see that even women your age, if somebody tells you something, you get very sensitive because you believe you have life all set. And it didn't just start now because you're even older. Most of you are married. And then and you don't really want people, you know the way you want to do things. And whereas they said a girl at 20, you cannot even mold anymore. They are set to go out. And we know what it is. We know everything. And then we make our mistakes. When we turn to 50, we begin to also say, when we are now 50 and we didn't really make it, that's when we now decided we want to mentor. And then when we are mentoring, we are now telling people about where we failed. So that's not mentoring.
May I quickly say, Ma, that for me, you're a model. You're a role model for me, and I've always loved the way you carry yourself in plenary. I watch, plenary sessions. But what amazed me was the back and forth between yourself and the Senator Dino Melaye at the time. Okay. The way he addressed you, I felt, this is... Because
you were in... That was a closed session. So it's what is out there. You can see that I never talked about it. Whatever it is, whatever I was doing, I achieved. So, and, you can see Dino even overdresses now. Yes, and, and he will talk about corruption and look at his shoes, is Christian Louboutin. Yes. So, he dresses well, which is all right. And we leave that. We talk now, but, to an extent. We do talk. I've said I've forgiven him. But the point there is, did you see any woman in National Assembly? What I would have expected is for women to come together, we are not many, and demand for an apology. And demand for an apology. But that is gone. But you see why I'm happy is that in life, but you can see the way the women of Lagos rose up for my defense. Yes. And not but you all, I heard you were saying, that I am sexy or something, I can't remember. Then I quickly called in, I said, I don't really want to criticize your show, but that's not good for me because I'm in my late 50s. And when you start saying sexy, is disrespectful to the man I'm married to. Right. And when you look at my clothes, I don't think I wear clothes that are revealing. And I'm not very responsible, but I dress responsibly. And because I know a lot of women are watching me. And I was talking to Miss Morayo when we were we're chatting up earlier, and I said the way women carry themselves now doesn't do much for women, to even have a voice in the future. We've been pushed to a corner that, nudity we think is sexiness. There are two different things. I'm going to quickly go, I know you want to because we have a lot to say. I want to quickly get this because I know people are watching. We get the message out. We see women now in movies, in whatever, it's all nudity. And the men are gradually pushing us to that. And then we have copycat syndrome in Nigeria. Yes, we do. So we want to do things and want to overtly do it more than Americans that we watch. Not even in Britain. Britain have the royals modeling how to dress like a lady, how to sit and all. That is what we do with the Leadership Academy for Girls. Okay. That's what I'm doing. And then quickly, I'm going to go to this while we're saying with the nudity, it has to stop. But when we now bring him back to where do we make decisions for women, you can see we're very few. Today they are doing the gender and equal opportunity bills. It's been manipulated. That is not what women...
I wanted to talk about solutions in terms of two bills that you pushed. The first one was about special status for Lagos. And you also complained about the bill for Women Affairs Ministry.
Not bill, it was during the budget defense.
Yes, it was budget for Women Affairs Ministry.
Because then I was chairman Senate Committee on Women Affairs. So, but
at the time, it seemed like you were shut up because you even mentioned that you're not pushing it anymore.
I wasn't. No, it was that of Lagos.
Yes.
Because I've never seen it really. That is what I was saying about men. To me, I just saw a lot of insecurity that day. This doesn't have anything to do whether it's a very popular bill
or not.
Wherever I'm going to, get to in life is not, about that bill.
Senator,
but I see a lot, yes.
I wanted to ask about solutions because that bill, it seemed self-serving because you're a senator from Lagos State and a lot of people knocked it down. But when we listen to experts talking about how Lagos seems to be where everyone from the whole of the country...
It's not special status.
Yeah.
Special status, I knew it's very sensitive to ask for special status.
Yes.
Because a lot of states are going to be doing the same.
Yes.
I asked for special economic assistance for Lagos State.
Yes.
Because of the peculiarity of what
Everybody
Lagos
coming
is.
to Lagos for the infrastructure.
The money was supposed to be at least 1% of what is generated from Lagos.
Right. So my solution here is, we don't want that thrown out.
We don't want... They wanted me to bring it back.
Yes.
But I know one thing about laws and bills is already in the system.
Right.
If I go back this time, I will start again.
Right. Okay.
But not this one because there are other things to do.
Okay, ma'am. But in the midst of this, we had former governor of Lagos, Fashola on the show last week, and he spoke about the fact that one person you can't make a change without building consensus, and that's the challenge with lawmaking.
You see, it's also, let me tell you, change takes one person to champion.
Yes, you need leadership.
You need leadership.
I agree.
Okay, it takes one person.
If we talk about the general leadership of the country, do you think that our current leader, our president, has championed the cause of change?
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit before I go into why I'm here today, because it's very, very crucial. Because next month we'll be doing Women's Day, and it's just a regular jamboree, not getting anything done. So this is very important. But you see, for me, Buhari is still the candidate to beat. Right. I will tell you that. Except you are, the elite.
What about his age?
What about Trump? I said, what about Trump?
He's not doing very well.
I said, the economy, there are jobs created. We are just saying, oh, Trump is this. Jobs are created. Okay. And, the economy too. Let's leave Trump. Let's stay here. Let's focus here. Leadership is inspirational. Okay. Management is technical. Okay? If you have all the degree, you are smart, you are savvy, it's not about leadership. How many people are you inspiring? Have you seen the poor? They trust him than any of that crop of leaders that you have today. And Buhari, how many years has he been there?
3 years.
I'm not campaigning for him. I'm not. Because I've looked at the dynamics. The poor still trust him.
What about the headsmen killings all over
I
the
said
country?
it didn't start today.
Yeah.
I'm going to, it didn't start today. It did not start today, but I will tell you, why most people are, commenting and shutting him down. He hasn't done anything. In 2 years, the problem of Nigeria didn't get there in, even in 10 years.
All right.
I said, I know, because we do, you like to talk, we're all women, we're going to talk today. You see, the problem we have, we didn't get there. Jonathan paid a lot of people to shut up. His administration was reckless. And that is what has gotten us to where we are today. And I will tell you, when it comes to integrity, Buhari has it. I don't know about now.
Okay.
Times have changed. But you see, on that basis, did you watch him in Nasarawa when he went there?
He didn't go to Benue.
I said, you see Benue. I said, Benue, we can do a lot.
We can actually bring you back
for
to
politics generally.
Because there's a lot to talk about.
And I didn't want to, I just only want to do my campaign.
No, I didn't want to open the can of worms.
I said, I just want to do my campaign because I was hurt.
Right.
What they did to my husband after the campaign.
Right.
He didn't say a thing.
Right.
He did not say a thing, but I personally, as his wife, and with the things I did too, we were running 3 campaigns in my house. Yes. And for him to be trashed like that, but I saw somebody who has love for this country.
Right.
Even when, and I hate to speak, because I said when I stand in front of God, I don't want to, because of this man, go to hell. I'm not the type of women who speak in a man's ear.
Right.
If I want to do anything, I pray for him more.
Right.
Okay, because I believe God can turn the heart of anyone.
Right.
Occasionally, I will chip in, and I will see. He will say, I said, you are still helping out?
Right.
Why are you helping out? He will say, this country matters to me more. If he had done it for Lagos, we're all, you can see that when they are talking about, they will be telling you, America did this. Why don't you go home? Go home and talk about Lagos. Right. But because they don't want to give him credit.
Right, right. Okay,
And Lagos is working.
I was going to touch on the elders stuff bill, but unfortunately we don't have time because a lot of people asked me to ask you about elders.
I did about the elders bill because they sat on it. They now brought some, quackery, social security bill. I've always worked. I said, let's start with the elderly for social security. Don't let us do everything. But I do elderly citizens assistance, elderly citizens assistance scheme in my district. Every year I celebrate the elderly. For every year, give them money, at least for the holiday. And I ask the local government, cook for them, but I'll give them.
Let's talk about the March event. Now, I know you're working on
I'm going to talk about women.
Right.
You see, as we're talking about women, I see that we have to mobilize. That was why I said I didn't want to run. I was going to come here and quote the scripture that if a seed abides alone, it will not produce fruit. Yes. It just stays there and die, and that's it. But if it dies, it produces more fruit.
Yes.
Because I said I'm going to go low. And then work and then begin to mentor women, telling them this is my secret. So I went there to tell my leader and he said no. We had about I was teary-eyed and because I wanted to rest actually. Yes, I've worked so much, I wanted to rest. And I'm getting wrinkles. And I'm vain when it comes to that. I have to, yes, I'm getting wrinkles. I said, let me go and just take care of myself. This is bad.
So March 10th, we're running out of time now.
I will. I didn't want my husband to run away, so
Trust me, he's not running anywhere.
No, I'm telling you, men, I've seen 70-year-old men that are dying like this and they're marrying small girls. I said, I'm telling you, I can tell you many, plenty. Okay, but you see, what happened was, I now decided, I said, but before I started the musical fiesta, it was the women that God said I should
reach out to.
I have a postgraduate diploma in theology. I also did School of Disciple. I'm an ordained minister of Redeem. I'm a deaconess of the church. And that's why being a teacher, you don't just start anything without having knowledge. And God was showing me when I see a young couple killing each other, doing a lot of things, it breaks my heart. And I thought, and the Holy Spirit will remind me, teach these young people how to stay married, what they are supposed to do. And you see, like, we now decided, I now registered finally, but, very scared. So registered finally. And it's called the Daughters of Zelophehad.
What does that mean?
Ministry. Daughters of Zelophehad are actually girls during the days of Mosaic, during Mosaic law. All inheritance goes to the boy child. And these girls, their dad did not have any boy. But the dad already educated them, the girls were, they were taught the Torah. So they were educated girls. So when their dad died, their inheritance was going to go to the next of kin. And they now went from Eleazar the priest, they left there, they went to Joshua, and Joshua said, the law is quite, how men would try to justify the law is settled. They left there, they went to the princes of the land. You can see these women, they know how to mobilize, and they know where to go, and they know how to negotiate. They got there, and they didn't have any answers. Then they now walked up to Almighty Moses. They walked up to him, they said, our father is dead, he doesn't have any boys. We are his daughters, and we are ready to inherit what he left. And Moses was confused. And being a spiritual man, he said, okay, like give me a day or two or whatever, let me consult with God.
Sound like Bible study now.
Went before God. My life is all about the scripture. Right. So you can't have Remy and have
And you're married to a Muslim. How do you do it
We'll
at
do
home?
that later. Let me finish this one. I'll come back. And he allows me to do all this. Even when I told him, he said, yes, it will be good.
But you see, I want us to go to the date and time and venue.
So I'll do that and then hold good.
Timing,
yes. So, but it's good. Okay, we're going to go there. But you all read about Daughters of Zelophehad.
We'll read it. We'll Google it.
But Moses now, God said, give them their inheritance. Right. And the joy there is, Moses now said, the king's men now said, oh, don't carry this inheritance out because it's the entire land of Gilead. And they said, marry us, cousins to marry, distant cousins. And the girls agreed. That is negotiation. And I believe women should negotiate.
In marriages.
You see, instead of just going to get this appointment for myself and get that, we have to now come collectively and negotiate.
Fantastic.
Consensus.
Great point.
Talking about negotiation.
So negotiation.
are they going to teach you how to negotiate
so what,
here?
No. I want, this is like a life class.
Okay.
So because I want to now talk openly.
Right.
You always look at me from afar. You don't know me. And I know Ms. Umoraya wants to run.
No?
Yes, you said somebody told you why don't you? Yeah, who wants to run?
The secrets are coming out here. So it's only me who doesn't want to run.
I googled all of you. Somebody
Okay, I think, yeah.
because you are from a political family.
Yes.
So, and why would you say no? So somebody asked, but it's not, but I want women who want to run, either for 2019. And even who God is calling to go and lead somewhere.
Right.
And I always say when God shows you an ill in society,
Yes.
the ill is for you to take care of it. It's not, oh, Buhari, go and do this. Like I was talking about headsmen. Headsmen, Wahala has been during the time of Jonathan. They were killing people in Benue, and every day I said, when are we going to stop? Even Patience Jonathan said, this blood that you are sharing. You remember? In Benue, that has been it. You know, because they bring animals, it was just silent.
Right.
But people only just took Boko Haram because Boko Haram was a lot.
And it was
But they were
international
only,
at the
yes,
time.
it was international. But it has started. Go and look back at the history. Even in the Bible days,
So we have-
men have
yeah,
been
we need
there.
to round up.
Advantage of this.
This one,
How do
our
you get access?
website is www.daughtersofzelophehad.com, info@daughtersofzelophehad.com.
So you want people that
you
want to
get
run?
that. Yes, people who want to run. And then I'm going to be teaching with the Bible. Using myself as a life class. What are the things I believe on? And because me, personally, I believe that when you want something, you ask God, you look up, not man.
Senator Tinubu, I wanted to ask you.
And then it's at Eco Hotel. It's from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I don't want excuses that say, oh, we have this wedding. That's why I couldn't. So before that, you can go to your wedding.
Okay, very good.
So the people on the board are Mommy Gio, Reverend P. Sokonkwo, and also Reverend Ezekiel. I'm very close to Pastor Lukoya's wife. She's the one who actually did the logo for me. So I get mentors. I have spiritual mothers. I have mentors mentoring.
We'll continue to tell our viewers about it. So to get access, they go to the website and get an invite.
It's called the fellowship.
It's free, right?
It's free, but you need an access card.
Right. So you have to get.
You need an access card. You can get this at 293 at Macaulay.
Okay.
At my constituency office.
We'll give them.
But we leave 20 cards here.
Okay.
So if they want more, you can come here and pick it. But you should want to run.
Right. Okay.
You should want to
Come
run.
on, attach the
And
leadership.
our theme is going back to the potter's house.
Okay.
I wanted to ask about negotiation. So you're looking for women who want to run. How do we negotiate? We'll bring you back to talk about negotiation within husband and wife. But how do we negotiate
And even
with
at
our
the job?
Unfortunately,
political
I have to
leaders?
drop to a break right now. Just a quick break. We'll be right back. So sorry. Let's stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Unfortunately, we're having so much great conversation here, but we have to cut it off. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming.
Thank you.
We have to bring
Thank
you
you
back
for
again
having me.
to talk about, because you talk about men.
No,
we need to discuss men.
Usually, I always think I want to join your couch. You can see I love to talk. And say hello to Miss Yenny for me. I miss her today.
Yes.
And I was thinking I'll come in. I love to chat. You see that way?
Oh, we can see that.
I do love to.
We can see that.
I love
That's-
women.
all right.
They've really supported me a lot.
Yes,
That's all we can take. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you
You didn't
tomorrow.
support me.
Bye-bye.
You are the elite.